Hey, so for my video discussion today, I chose the topic of the cardiovascular adaptation in dancers, as cardiovascular systems support performance during dance. So dance is often viewed as a form of art, but it puts a lot of physical demand, like very much high demand on the cardiovascular system, similar to many sports. A lot of people think that dance isn't a sport, but you try doing an aerial, which is a cartwheel with no hands, or just give me three turns on your toes. Yep. Thank you. You can't do it, can you? Because it takes a lot of training for that. But yeah, the cardiovascular system includes three main components, which is the heart, blood vessels, and blood. These components work together to deliver oxygen and nutrition to the working muscles and remove metabolic waste, such as carbon dioxide. Cardio output is calculated using an equation, and that equation is cardio output equals heart rate times stroke volume. And your heart rate is the number of beats per minute, and your stroke volume is the amount of blood pumped from the left ventricle with each beat. Another important concept is the Frank-Starling law, excuse me, which explains how the heart adjusts to the increased blood flow return. According to this law, when the heart fills with more blood, the fibers stretch more, which leads to a stronger connection and greater stroke volume. This is especially important during dance because of like the intense movement and the increased vigorous return, which allows the heart to pump more efficiently. And another key concept is the Fickle principle, which explains how the oxygen is delivered to the body. And the equation for that is VO2 equals cardio output times A dash VO2 difference. This equation means the oxygen consumption depends on how much blood the heart pumps and how much oxygen the muscle extracts from the blood. Hopefully, I explained that good. So, how does exercise impact the cardiovascular function? So, dance training can create both an acute and a chronic cardiovascular adaptation. So, during a single dance session, the cardiovascular system responds quickly to the body's high demand. Now, mind you, being that I am a professional dancer, practices can last up to, yeah, it just depends. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. It really just depends, and it also depends on like if you are working with the artist, if you're working with a local artist. Now, if it's a local artist, your practices are not maybe they range from like 30 minutes to 2 hours. It shouldn't be that long. But if you're working with like a big name such as like Cardi B or um Tate McRae, uh Sabrina Carpenter. So if you're doing it, your practices are very much longer, and so they definitely put a lot of high demand. And because their dances are very much detailed, you have to pay attention to the details. So your body has to adjust to things like that. So you're definitely putting a high demand on your body. But anyways, back to the actual topic. So your heart rate increases, your stroke volume increases, cardio output increases, and so that more oxygen can be delivered to those working muscles. Literally, you're trying to breathe, dance, think about breathing, have your facial expressions on. You have a lot of things going on in that moment, especially during like a tour when you're dancing on stage. Dance routines often involve interval style activities, meaning that dancers we alternate from high intensity movements and then short recovery periods because this is the cardiovascular system's this because of this the cardiovascular system has to adjust constantly. So literally sometimes we have like dance changes in between, so you literally have to mind you might be dancing like a song which is like 3 minutes, but because it's like live stream you have to the song might be a little bit longer because there's like a dance break in the middle. You get on the dance break, you shoot off to the back of the stage, and then you have to like literally rip off all of this clothes. Mind you, this is supposed to be your breathing time, but you're trying to focus on putting on the right items and the right clothes that you so yeah, it's definitely a lot, but your body gets used to it, and over time, chronic dance, it definitely leads to long-term cardiovascular adaptations such as increased stroke volume, lower resting heart rate, improved VO2 max, and greater efficiency of oxygen delivery. Once you get used to it, because literally you go through like the show breakthrough 1,000 times, 100 times, like literally over and over again, your body get used to it, and then sometimes it just feels like that dance tour was such a breeze. But sometimes regardless of how many times you do the dance, you still be out of breath. But research has shown that trained dancers also develop cardiovascular profiles similar to endurance athletes, especially for those who train several hours per day. These adaptations allow dancers to perform routines without experiencing excessive fatigue. Fatigue is going to come no matter how long you've been training. Promise you. So, woo, practical application for health, fitness, and performance. So this topic is particularly performance for important to me because I am a professional dancer and I'm also a exercise physiology student. So cardiovascular conditioning is essential for dancers because performances often require sustained movement, explosive power, and endurance. Endurance is very much important. So improving cardiovascular fitness allows the dancer to maintain performance quality throughout the entire show, which is very important because if you do not do good, they will not book you again, and that's how dancers make their money. Reduce fatigue during rehearsals. They are very strict in rehearsals. Like if you move an inch while you're supposed to be standing, they're gonna tell you to start the whole show over. Trauma. Anywho, JK, just kidding. I'm not. Recover fast between routines and then low injury risk. So, for example, like dancers who improve their VO2 max and cardio efficiency can perform complex choreography without being out of breath so quickly. So, like that's why on Mondays I train for 2 hours, high intensity, endurance, all of the above. For a training perspective, dancers who improve their cardiovascular fitness by incorporating high intensity interval training, cross training such as cycling or running, dance conditioning workouts. These training methods help strengthen the cardiovascular system while improving the stamina. The stamina, yeah, you need it. So in my future career as a clinical exercise physiologist, understanding the cardiovascular response to exercise will definitely help me design programs that improve both performance and overall health. So the emerging research trends and technologies. So there is growing research um, ex explaining the physiological demands of dance and how dance can improve cardiovascular um, performance. One emerging trend is using a wearable technology, such as like heart monitors and fitness trackers. So these devices allow dancers to and coaches to monitor, so like heart rate zones, training intensities, and recovery time. This information can optimize training and prevent overtraining. So usually when we use our watches during like performance, like we'll turn it on and it has like let's see if I can show you if you go to like the Running Man, it should show you like the different types of workout. Like clearly I was just outside walking, but like it has dance right here. And so it'll like keep up with things and like it'll let you know like once you hit like the 30-minute mark, hour mark, and then it'll tell you your heart rate and all the things. So it gives you a whole variety of information and things so that you will be able to you won't be able to you won't overtrain pretty much in a sense. Another trending thing is studying how style dance training compares to traditional endurance exercise. So some research supports suggests that dance can improve cardiovascular benefits similar to aerobic exercise programs. So there is an increasing interest in dance as a form of exercise therapy, especially for improving cardiovascular health in different populations. Dance helps with uh Alzheimer's and things like that. So dance helps with memory. diseases. Like if you dance, it'll help, it'll prolong it, even if, genetics, all of the above, it's not gonna stop it, but it definitely can help. Also, I heard that trauma is stored in your hips, and if you shake a little something, something, it helps you feel a lot better. That, look it up. It's not just me. So I definitely love that everybody is coming around to understand that dance is more than just pretty and nice to look at. Programs that using dance like Zumba and things like that can be shown to improve cardiovascular fitness in people with conditions such as cardiovascular disease, obesity, Parkinson's disease. This shows that dance is not only a performance art, but also a powerful form of exercise, which I love. Um, so in conclusion, the cardiovascular system plays a critical role in supporting dance performance through regular training. Dancers develop adaptations such as increased stroke volume and improved cardiovascular output, as well as greater oxygen delivery to the muscles. These adaptations improve endurance, reduce fatigue, and allows dancers to perform at a higher level. As a dancer and an exercise physiologist student, understanding that cardiovascular mechanisms help bridge the gap between science and performance and allowing dancers to train smarter and maintain long-term wealth and health. Also, the average age for a dancer to typically burn out or stop dancing is actually around like the age 30 because, they blew out their knees or they can't do it because they weren't training properly, like with like health problems and health things, because, dancers just dance, 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 and they don't take the proper time to actually take time to take care of themselves. So definitely understanding this and knowing how to take care of myself in the long run is definitely going to help me, and it's going to help me to share the wealth and knowledge to other dancers that are before me, after me, during me, just things like that. So I do have a question, which is, right, do you think that training alone or dance training alone is enough to fully develop a cardiovascular fitness, or should dancers incorporate an additional endurance training such as running and training? Bye.